with junior punter Dominic Donohue. And first thing I was wondering, like, how did you initially become a punter?
Well, in 8th grade, I started to play football, and we were doing like a kind of like kicking competition. It was like a punt pass kick competition before practice one day to see like who was good at kicking or not. And I used to play soccer, so I was pretty good at it. I kicked it pretty far, and they're like, "All right, you're gonna be the kicker from now on." It's kind of it. And then in high school, I played soccer and football freshman year. They needed a kicker, so they asked someone on the soccer team. So I just ended up doing both freshman year, and then I just did football after that, and soccer.
So do they recruit like based off? Do they go to the soccer team usually to recruit?
For me, they knew that I kicked field goals in 8th grade, so they were like, "Oh, why don't you just come kick for us?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll do it." I just went to one practice a week, and then I just go to games. So it was pretty easy.
How'd you get recruited to Marist?
One of the people I trained with mentioned Marist to me, and another player from my school, actually, he's 2 years older than me. He actually played here, so he kind of told the coaches about me, and they would reach out, and I came up and loved the place, so now I'm here.
And you you're from Maryland, so were there any other like schools you considered?
There was in 2 other schools. It was Salisbury, which is in Maryland, and then Hobart, which is it's upstate New York, I think. But ultimately, Marist was the best option. So I think Marist.
You were one of very few freshmen to like start freshman year. I was wondering, how was that experience, and did you feel a lot of pressure?
Definitely a lot of pressure. Not as well as being the kicker, because like I've done it so much, and I'm not like really nervous when I get on the field. But like getting a good punt, like as a freshman, like and the coaches want you to do that is kind of pressure. Just like that aspect of it, like I wasn't worried about getting it blocked or anything, because I knew the guys were going to block for me, and I just trusted my skills. But just like making the coaches proud was kind of like the most hard part about it, I think.
Yeah. Were there any like really like high leverage situations that you remember that like?
Freshman year, actually the first home game. So it was our second game. It was our first home game. We were playing. I forget who we were playing. It was Cornell or Cincinnati. I forget. But the first snap, I lost all feelings in my legs, and I literally just like blacked out. And the snap came, and it went right through my hands, hit me right in the helmet, and I looked up and somehow I caught it, and I ended up getting off the punt. And it was a good punt, actually, one of the best of the season. But yeah, that was probably the most nervous I've ever been. And then this year, we were playing Dayton, and we had to punt it to win the game. We just had to punt it and get it off. And it was kind of the snap was off line, so I had to jump and catch it real quick and get it off real quick. And luckily, I got it off and we won the game because they fumbled the kick. So we ended up winning.
Yeah. So like with all these, like you have to like punting like there's a lot of like adjusting and stuff. So have you like improved with these like high leverage situations?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely helps to be under pressure. Gives me more experience. Yeah.
But punting is also like the chance that you guys like pull off fakes. So have you ever pulled off a fake, and do you guys practice that?
In high school, I did fakes. I think I did like 4 or 5 times, and they were successful. And then here, we have a couple different ones. Some on punt. We have 2 on punt that we have. We just talk about running them and we practice them every time. And then we have another one for field goal because I'm the holder. We have one on field goal too. But we haven't won one yet, but I'm hoping we do at some point before the season's over.
And like so far this year, you've had a really strong year. Has there anything you've done differently to prepare for this season than you have like compared to last year?
Well, for punting, it's all about your drop, and I really emphasized that a lot this summer when I was practicing. And then having the experience already freshman year definitely helped, and I guess I'm more focused on it now than I was freshman year.
Well, thank you for this interview.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Dominic Donohue.